Hey everyone, this is LYS from Laddering Your Success, and you're listening to the LYS Podcast.
Good day, everyone. I'm Ole Sharonki, and you're listening to EduSteps, the education podcast helping young people navigate life's journey. Festus is here with me today. Festus, we're slowly starting into the start of year 3 for us. So I wanted to ask, what's the most embarrassing thing you saw on social media this year?
The most personally embarrassing thing?
Yeah, to you, but not that happened to you, but just the most embarrassing thing you've seen.
Okay. That's the thing, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't be paying attention like that. I think just about anything Kanye did, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Like, just about anything Kanye did. But other than that, I try not to pay attention to social media too much. I think that's what we're talking about today too. So let me not get too into it yet. I'm gonna hold the suspense and the tension.
I didn't realize in asking the question, but I think that's a great segue to what we're going to be talking about today. So good stuff. This is for the folks who are listening out there. Did you know that 89% of social media users feel it negatively impacts their mental health? This statistic underscores the importance of our discussion today, which is social media and social media detox challenge. Can you survive a week offline? Recent data shows that teenagers spend an average of 8 hours daily on their smartphones. Excessive use is linked to increased anxiety, depression, and feelings of inadequacy. But is that time well spent, or are you just scrolling through endless memes? I remember, Festus, when we were younger, it wasn't social media, it was TV. And it's just funny how that thing that took up the time of the young people, it's shifted, right? Essentially, it kind of is TV. It's your phone. If you want to watch a TV show, you can watch a TV show theoretically on YouTube or Instagram or whatever, but it's become social media, right? It's that thing that kind of just seeps away all of your time, right? From time and energy from doing things.
Well, I guess I'll have slightly different take on that. I don't think social media is necessarily the replacement for TV. I think social media is almost the replacement for almost all media. And if you look at, back in the day, we had chat rooms, but chat rooms were separate from, MySpace was separate. Well, MySpace eventually had chat rooms, you know what I'm saying? But you remember the AOL dial-up chat rooms? Or I'm going way back to the little numbers you could call and there'd be like a chat line.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Numbers, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, which, obviously, they say, oh, Clubhouse. Clubhouse is the same thing as that. I don't see any difference. But yeah, so to me, I think when you think about just the evolution of technology, I think one of the pieces of evolution was the phone is now all of those different technologies together, on social media.
Absolutely. Yeah. I didn't even stop to think about that. That's such a great point. So, folks, as we begin 2025, it's crucial to address these challenges head on. A digital detox can lead to improved focus, productivity, and stronger real-life relationships. Just think about it. What could you actually accomplish with an extra 8 hours a day? All right. So what we're going to do today is we're going to explore some effective strategies for teens to detox from social media and create a healthier digital balance. So, Fessa, I wanted to start off by asking you a question. What was your longest stretch without checking social media? And let me preface by saying, I know that we sometimes have to check our social media for LYS purposes, right? For certain posts and things that we're making. But I'm talking about you personally. What was the longest you went without going on social media?
It's been a minute. I think usually whenever I'm doing something that's really family stuff, that's probably been it. And to be honest with you, I cannot say. I do use the well-being app on my phone. I don't know if you use that app on your phone with your digital well-being. It's usually under your settings. And maybe this is something we could talk about later, that some people are using, some people aren't. But with that digital well-being, I guess, I'm what, an hour 50 on social. So we'll see. Let me take a look at this. Let me dive in.
No, definitely going to go over some of those things to help with that. So let's talk quickly about the need for a social media detox. And I know we're talking to teens, that's usually who we talk to, but this is for Parents, this is for educators as well. I know a lot of educators and parents like to just scroll mindlessly to just kind of escape, right? But there are some cons to it, from all aspects, from a physical, mental aspect. But primarily for teens, excessive social media use, it can lead to FOMO, which a lot of young people deal with, fear of missing out. Those feelings where you feel like everyone is having more fun than you, anxiety and depression, isolation, feelings of inadequacy, and this is one of the things we talk about in the heart of LYS when we first came up with our presentation is, do you compare yourself to influencers? Do you compare yourself to these people who literally make a living off of posting and creating this facade of this world, right? That you feel like you're never going to be a part of. It makes you feel inadequate. It makes you anxious. It makes you depressed.
Hey, LYS fam, it's Ole. If there's one thing I love, it's something free. I'm talking free 99, un gratis. No shipping or handling fees, no gotcha fees, nothing like that. With that being said, if you're graduating soon or thinking about college or need a nudge or help to decide, then our free ebook, 10 Things to Think About Before Going to College, has a very balanced and open-minded way of presenting your next steps. It captures broad topics in a personal way by giving students an insightful, interactive, and reflective source of inspiration. It is very beneficial to be able to visualize some of the concepts after high school and apply them directly to you. We all know life, college, and career planning decision-making choices for students can be challenging, especially as they near the completion of high school. This book will provide you with a self-paced guide to your success beyond academics and into real life. Not only is it free, you can complete this book within a week. This will definitely prepare you for long-term success. To get your free copy, simply go to lys.com/students. I mentioned it was free, right? Well, if I didn't, it's free. Like, for real, for real. Okay, back to the podcast.
And so, real quick, did you want to talk a little bit about that, kind of that idea that a lot of folks create?
Yeah, I think the challenge with social media, and it's different for each generation because, if you're a little bit older, like a guy like me, whose hair is thinning, you remember a time where there was no social media, and if you're 20 or under, you grew up in it. So, again, being a digital native to social media has a set of different challenges. But I think the biggest challenge is when you're so immersed in social media that it starts to define reality for you.
Ooh.
And don't get me wrong, for a lot of people, because of the impact social media could have on their life, for example, you're a content maker, content creator, like us, again, we create content. So we got to kind of check what's going on in the social media world, stuff like that. But once it gets to a point where social media starts to merge with reality so much so that you can't walk away from it, I think that's where the trouble is brewing.
Absolutely. So let's talk quickly about what happens when you do have a social media detox. You start to have things like reduce anxiety, improve focus and productivity, finally being able to execute and finish these projects that you may have been putting off. You have an enhanced sense of well-being, a stronger real life relationships, right? And I think the stronger real life relationships, real friends, turns into that enhanced sense of well-being, right? You start to ask deeper questions. I still remember, when we were younger, Festus, just the types of questions that we would ask each other. And this is why I love the term coming of age movie. You remember they used to have those, they still have them, but like a coming of age movie.
100%.
Right? For every decade, for every generation, there's a coming of age where a particular generation understands where they fit in the grand scheme of things, and they start to find themselves. And a lot of that has to do with who you're associating with, who you're with. And if you're spending a lot of time on social media, you're kind of falling back. You're not having those opportunities to ask those deep questions, to find those people who have like perspectives or ideas, or people who don't have those ideas. And so those are some of the unique things to think about. Real quick, let's go ahead and talk about a step-by-step guide. What you want to do is you want to set clear goals for the detox. What do you hope to achieve during your detox? You want to create a gradual reduction plan. You don't want to go cold turkey because that may make things really hard for you, right? Just think about someone who smokes cigarettes. Don't smoke cigarettes. But, just think about those things. Remove social media apps from your devices, establish designated check-in times, and find alternative activities to fill in that free time. Right? You want to ask yourself, what did people do before TikTok? They went outside. That's why kids like to say, go ahead.
No, 100%. Did you see that little piece of research about Denmark or something? I think it was Denmark, or it was somewhere where they took kids' phones away, somewhere in, the Western European countries. And they took the kids' phones away. And I think it was a week. It was a week study. And they were talking about how they had deeper conversations. They start going out more. They had reduced anxiety. Some of them lost weight, and it's sad and funny at the same time that it's like, wow, just by not being on social media, you could drastically change your life, so use those timers where maybe give yourself an hour a day or something like that, and like you said, wind it down slowly.
Wonderful. I totally agree. Great point. And so let's talk quickly about challenges and how to overcome those challenges. You're going to have withdrawal symptoms, right? You're going to be itching to grab your phone. You're going to have phantom spells where you feel like your phone is vibrating or calling. You're going to have fear of missing out. You're going to have FOMO. There's going to be social pressure. Your friends are going to be like, dude, why don't you have these apps? What are you doing? You're going to have issues. It's going to be hard breaking that habit of constantly looking at your phone, right? So to overcome those things, some things to think about: practice mindfulness, right? Just practice breathing, taking that step away, and just kind of focusing on what's important to you outside of social media. Engage in other activities, board game night. I feel like young people, when they engage in these things that maybe they consider maybe Stone Age, right? You forget how much fun you actually have when you're hanging around each other, right? Communicate your detox goals to other friends, right? Create new healthy habits. You'd be surprised how much you've changed, new hobbies and things that you've picked up while doing that, right? So quickly, again, I want to talk about some healthy social media habits that we can pick up. Setting daily time limits for social media use. These are good things to do after you've detoxed, right? Setting daily time limits for social media use. Using screen time tracking apps like the one Festus mentioned. A lot of them are already embedded in your phone. If you want, you can go to the Google Store or the Apple Store and download some new, highly rated ones. You can create tech-free zones or times at home. One of the things you're going to hear about when you get to be my age, Festus said his hair is thinning. All of mine has thinned out. They always talk about 30 minutes, an hour before bed, shutting down everything, right? So getting good rest. And of course, engaging in regular digital detox periods, right? So definitely some really good things to think about. Festa, did you have anything else you wanted to drop in on that?
Oh, no, I think this is a great topic, and I think we should definitely take a deeper dive into it to help as many students as possible, students and families.
Absolutely. Folks, here's some final words. Keep it simple. Maybe it's helping your teen identify offline activities, then enjoy creating a family tech-free time or reviewing social media habits together. Every small action matters more than you know, especially for parents. I think it's one of those things where you look together, and it could either, depending on what type of parent you are, you can make it a competition, or you could just open it up for the conversation. Like, wow, I spent like all this extra time on these apps, right? And I think it really helps you create a closely knit family unit. Thanks to everyone who came and listened to this latest episode of EduSteps. If this episode felt like a conversation with a trusted friend, do us a favor, hit subscribe, drop a review, and share with another parent who might need some guidance on managing their teen's social home use, or share with another friend. Remember, supporting our teens' digital wellness means investing in their futures. Keep climbing that ladder to success. Until next time, folks, my name is Ole Sharonki. Keep supporting, keep caring, and keep stepping up that educational ladder. Festus, hit him with the phrase that pays, my good sir.
100%. So listen, y'all, there are legitimate excuses for not going to college. There's no legitimate excuse for not getting an education. I know you know somebody who needs to hear this, so hit that share button, and we're going to see you on the next episode.
Oh, you still there? Well, thank you so much for listening to the LYS Podcast.